Well, President Trump ending the year with a major victory, signing the tax cut overhaul into law.
So what do you need to know to prepare for the new tax plan? Well, here to weigh in is CPA and founder of Geltrude and Company, Daniel J. Geltrude. Daniel, what's your number one tip for Americans here, kind of wondering how this is going to affect them heading into 2018?
Besides buying gold and living in your basement because Armageddon is coming, as Nancy Pelosi said. Yes.
And buying guns.
Besides that, obviously,
guns,
of course.
Well, the first thing that you can do is make a donation to a qualified charity. Now, listen, Pete, qualified charity is not your lazy cousin. We're talking about a 501c3 organization. So it's good to give. You want to make sure if you're going to be losing that next year, potentially, because you're not going to be able to itemize your deductions, that you're making all the charitable donations that you can possibly do this year.
You may not pass the threshold of $24,000 next year. So
exactly.
Give this year when you can. Got it.
Yes.
How about on the retirement side? You've got some advice there too.
Sure. Whether there's tax reform or not, one thing that you want to do is always maximize your contribution into retirement plans. Whether that's your IRA, your 401k. 401k particularly good because many times there's an employer match to that. So you want to maximize that. And what's interesting, you'll have people that will over withhold on their paychecks in order to get a refund when they file their tax return. Yet they don't think about, hey, let me maximize how much I put into my own retirement plan. You're giving the government an interest-free loan.
What about state income taxes?
State income taxes, as we've heard so much about, this is going away. Right. SALT, state and local taxes. So there's two pieces to this. First, state income tax. You want to make sure that you pay all of your 2017 taxes on time, which means your last payment, which is due, estimated tax payment, which is due January 15th, that you speed that up and make that within the next week. Property taxes. You want to, if you can, prepay your 2018 property taxes in 2017.
Sure.
Now, there's a lot of lines being formed at your local tax collector's office, but it's worth the wait.
And the third point might be if you live in a high-tax state, you could just move to a low-tax state.
Florida, Texas, Nevada, looking better and better.
Texas look better and better. So, and how do you predict it? You've dug into the weeds for us on this, but in the overall sense, how do you feel like this tax plan is going to affect the economy?
I think it's going to do very well for this economy. Most people are getting a tax break. I would say about 80%. It's not a perfect plan, clearly, but it's a very, very good plan.
What about simplification? Because I know that was the goal for the Republican Party as well as President Trump. Will people's taxes be simplified?
We didn't quite get to the simplification part because we have 7 tax brackets before, we have 7 tax brackets now. Alternative minimum tax, we had that before, and we still have it for individuals. So we didn't quite get to simplification.
Does the standard deduction, does that make it easier for anyone, or what are your thoughts on that? Doubling the standard deduction?
Sure, that's going to help because it's going to push more people into the standard deduction, and tax rates have gone down, so most people are going to benefit.
But we're not putting H&R Block out of business with this,
no.
Are we? No.
Nor are we putting Dan Geltrude out of business.
Sorry,
more importantly,
why am I promoting your opponents, or not your opponents, your competitors?
I was going to say, Pete and I may need to talk to you after the show and get some free advice.
It's Geltrude and Company, LLC, to make sure we get the proper plug-in for a man who does this business as well. Daniel, thanks for being here.
Thank you for your expertise. And a